Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Virgo for the month of October, including late September 2022. We're in the zodiac sign of Libra, and the element is air, and you are in your second house, which is the house of all things that you value, including yourself. So it's all about the values across the spectrum. So let's see, Virgo, what is in store for you in the second house of values and in the sign of Libra. So it's air for you, so it can be very windy and very variable, very changeable, but let's just see what it is. The energy around you is this card, so very much about clarity, the King of Swords, a male energy coming through, very different to you, obviously, this one. He can talk the talk, but with a dear methodical plot of Virgo is going to really, they don't know, they're very earthy people, and they don't kind of like too much talk. It's more about action, or just getting on with it. It's a long plod with the Virgos, and they know that, and they're not interested too much in the talk. So we'll just see what kind of clarity this energy is going to bring for you. And on the other side, who is this energy that's sort of the energy of your reading for this house of value? Can talk about legal issues, obviously, too. But more or less, we just look at the picture and see this energy all sort of decked out in armor. So something is being protected, isn't it? Where you are right now, and we have you, the Queen of Coins. So very much Virgo card sitting there as you are. Home and hearth, very much at home. Just having come out of your first house of your birthday, very much in tune with everything around the home and yourself and the people with you, feeling very good about yourself, very in touch with reality and the earth, basically. Very female energy too. So we'll see. He won't be able to, this energy won't waver her. Okay, let's see what's influenced that, and in terms influence the whole reading. Yes, and we have the Emperor, the controller. Very much him coming in, who this person could be, your boss. He could be somebody of authority, once again, who is at the top of his game, but also it can talk about, it's a big card, it talks about a lot of success and how he got this to success. Power, very much a power broker in your midst, and it could even be you, Virgo, but I somehow doubt it. It could be, I don't know until we see all the rest of the cards, but just watch out for that energy this month, and knowing you'll navigate that very well, as you always do. You just get on with things. You don't tend to be talked around or sweet talked, or especially controlled by people, because the Emperor is very much a control freak, because he's got to where he's got by hard work and strategy and all the rest of it, but then still he has the propensity to be a bit of a controlling energy. So let's see what August, September was sitting here and still has weight today. And we have the beautiful Magician coming in. So the spirit messenger just coming in to sort of, or is around you, just saying, well, potential and versus risk. So just go with it, Virgo. But, use your intuition to get to where you want to go as well. And I feel like the Magician is stronger than the Emperor. The Emperor is very earthbound, whereas the Magician is sort of, he is more an ethereal being. He is more of he points the way. He shows us which way would be best for us to go. But then in human manifestation, this Emperor can be, without that ethereal, spiritual energy. He can just kind of just go, well, I want to win at all costs. Whereas this one will show you the way to go, but warn you that there will be, there will be occurrences along the way that you will need to sort of learn certain lessons about. Interesting. Recent influences, and we have strength coming in, so very much being self-aware. Wow, Virgo, what a what a reading for you, these big cards coming through. So very much about being self-aware, and all with your value systems too, being self-aware, being in touch spiritually, and also being in touch with the earth, and being in touch with people or people around you that really just think that that human energy is the be-all and end-all, but whereas you're sort of looking at that with this other realms of the more spiritual as well, which sort of makes sense with Virgo, because they are very much the healers of the zodiac. They're very careful. Less said the better with Virgo. They just get on with things without too much talk. Very much self-awareness coming through, being aware of how you are in the group and being aware of others as well, and vice versa. The lesson you'll be learning. Yeah, feeling a bit held back, Virgo, but never mind about that. And that sits right next to this Emperor, so this energy could be sort of holding you back. Obviously, Virgo really does fly under the radar quite a bit, and for others that's quite intimidating, and they kind of need to sort of rein them in a bit somehow. So just be aware of obstacles that may pop up, and just know that you'll get there in the end, and these obstacles may well do with the Magician telling you there is always risk involved, as well as the potential. So treat this as a way, how do you find a way around that? And there's always a way around it. Near future. And we have smooth sailing coming in your mind, especially so in the first week of October. Things kind of cruise along for a while, and it's not so, full on as it may have been at the end in that last week of September. Could be quite interesting for you, but then it calms down a lot, and you get that 6 balance card coming in of swords. So keep your mind sort of very balanced, which you do anyway. Now let's have a look at what's happening that you're not realising. New journeys to be taken, yes, and indeed with all these big cards in a row here, definitely new beginnings coming in for you. And what you value. I'll keep going back to the being in the second house of values. So new journeys ready to be made. So you just take the gauntlet and run with it, and be savvy with any blockages and just go around. There's always a detour somewhere, isn't there, Virgo? Let's now look at how others see you. Yeah, very up in the air. This is quite a good card to get to, Virgo, sometimes, to let people think that you're not really sure of what's going on. You're still debating what to do. You're still very much, you haven't made up your mind yet. You're sort of giving off this energy of, I'm not really sure, but it's quite tricky. It's a tricky card, this one. But yeah, in this time, I would just keep it like this if I were you. Keep things to yourself. People might be really trying to find out what you're really up to, and finding you a bit sort of cagey, which is all very well as well. Especially this influencer card of the Emperor. He may be trying to sort of spy on you in terms of, what is this person up to? I can't really sort of read them very well, but I feel like that's a good card for you in your values this month, because it sort of says a lot about Virgos as they are. They're not the easiest people to read. They're very, very stoic and very much poker-faced in a lot of senses. and what you're feeling positive about. And we have the Queen of Cups, so very much the receiver, very much about intuition, just going with your intuitive side and keeping things to yourself, listening to everything but saying very little. Very intuitive and very nice card to have. And you do that exactly too, Virgo. That is another trait I have noticed about your selves. Lovely card too, keeping things to yourself. The final outcome. And we have the beautiful Mother card of the Empress, so abundance coming through, definitely coming out on top. It's a big fertility card, this one too, also, and can talk about your mother or you yourself becoming a mother. All very lovely. This card is, you know, the archetypal feminine card of all the tarot. So it's a beautiful card to end up on in this time. And the values of the Empress is very much, we can just relate to the unconditional love of a mother. So on that, we will move on. What a lovely card to finish. And we will just see what your message is, Virgo. And it's Dharma, the most beautiful card. Dharma can only be learnt by direct experience. It educates the heart and liberates the mind. Dharma, or divine wisdom, is a heart and mind system of learning. With your heart open, you can be aware of the universal truth amidst your struggle and suffering. It gives you the power to turn experiences around, knowing that there is a purpose to your life that is gently unfolding. What a beautiful card for you to get, especially in the house, the second house of values. Very Dharma and Karma, very nice two cards, especially Dharma. Thank you so much for listening, Virgo. Have a great month.